Kingdom Kids, come on. It's time for another adventure.
CC, it's story time. CC, it's story time. CC always telling the stories. Pink hair and socks, and she's never boring. Whiteboard with the orange tie. You need a recap? Derek is your guy. Oh, with a flow so cold. Everybody get ready for adventure mode. Heather with the crew that's so disruptive. Hey, what's that? Friendly interruption. Kingdom Kids, yeah, Kingdom Kids. Kingdom Kids, yeah, Kingdom Kids.
Hey Kingdom Kids, and welcome back. In today's adventure, we're going to hear about a story where a father is forced to make a terribly difficult decision. But before we do that, we need a recap. Take it away, Derek.
The Lord told a man named Abraham to move away from his family. He made a promise that he would make his family a great nation. He was 75 years old when he left. When he was 99, the Lord told him that he would have more children than the stars in the skies. His descendants would be more than the sand on the shore. And he changed his name from Abram to Abraham. Later, when Abraham was 99 years old, 3 angels who were disguised as men came to Abraham's tent and told him he would have a child. But his wife Sarah laughed out loud. A child at her old age? The Lord said to Abraham, "Why did Sarah laugh? When I return to you about this time next year, Sarah will have a son." And sure enough, about a year later, Sarah had a baby boy, and they named him Isaac. Whoa, 99? Anyways, back to you, Cece.
Whoa, more children than there are stars in the sky? That almost sounds like my aunt who had 23 kids. She named them Alice, Bart, Timothy.
We interrupt this regularly scheduled program to bring you this friendly interruption. Hopefully Joe will make you laugh with today's joke.
Hey, Kingdom Kids! It's Jokes with Joe. For who? For you! Now, tell me this. Why didn't the Invisible Man take a job offer? He couldn't see himself working there. He couldn't see himself because it's the invisibility.
Do you know what? I'm sure his jokes will be better with time. Hopefully. Take it away, Cece.
Wow, that was a terrible joke, Joe, but thank you so much for trying. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for
Adventure Mode!
The Lord was gracious to Sarah, and Sarah gave birth to a son when Abraham was 100 years old. Abraham named his child Isaac. Sarah said, "God has brought me laughter, and everyone who hears about this will laugh with me." Sometime later, God tested Abraham. He said to him, "Abraham, here I am," he replied. God said, "Take your son, your only son whom you love, Isaac, and go to the region of Moriah. Sacrifice him there as a burnt offering on a mountain. I will show you." Early the next morning, Abraham got up and loaded his donkey. He took with him 2 of his servants and his son Isaac. When he had cut enough wood for the burnt offering, he set out for the place God had told him about. On the 3rd day, Abraham looked up and saw the place in the distance. He said to his servants, "Stay here with the donkey while I and the boy go over there. We will worship and then we will come back to you." Abraham took the wood for the burnt offering and let Isaac carry it. As the 2 of them went on together, Isaac spoke up and said to his father Abraham, "Father?" "Yes, my son," Abraham replied. "The fire and wood are here," Isaac said, "but where is the lamb for the burnt offering?" Abraham answered, "God himself will provide the lamb for the burnt offering, my son." And the 2 of them went on together. When they reached the place God had told him about, Abraham built an altar there and arranged the wood on it. He bound his son Isaac and laid him on the altar, on top of the wood. Then he reached out his hand and took the knife to sacrifice his son. But the angel of the Lord called out to him from heaven, "Abraham, Abraham!" "Here I am," he replied. "Do not lay a hand on the boy," he said. "Do not do any harm to him. Now I know that you fear God because you have not withheld me from your son, your only son." Abraham looked up, and there in a thicket he saw a ram caught by its horns. He went over and took the ram and sacrificed it as a burnt offering instead of his son. So Abraham called that place, "The Lord will provide." And to this day it is said, "On the mountain of the Lord it will be provided." The angel of the Lord called to Abraham from heaven a second time and said, "I swear by myself, declares the Lord, that because you have done this and have not withheld your son, your only son, I will surely bless you and make your descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky and as the sand on the seashore. Your descendants will take possession of the cities of their enemies, and through your offspring all nations on earth will be blessed, because you have obeyed me." And that's what we learned on
Adventure Mode!
Wow. Even though Abraham loved his son so much, he was still willing to obey God and sacrifice his one and only son. You know, that reminds me of this one story where God sacrificed his one and only son for us, because he loved us so much that he wanted to spend eternity with you and with me. Well, anyways, that's all the time we have for today, Kingdom Kids. I'll see you next time. Bye!
I liked this video. Did you? Well, like and subscribe.